Good morning and hope you all have been well. In today's video, we are going to be continuing on with our Pokemon Reborn Let's Play, and this is part 86 of the Let's Play, just to let you guys know. And for today's episode, just to let you guys know, we are going to be going after Latias and Latios. Hi! Recently, there have been some reports of multiple Pikachu swimming underwater within Amtrine Mountain. They're probably not hurting anything there, but it's a Pikachu, so someone should probably go check on them. One person already went, what's her face, with the glasses. But since there's more than one Pikachu, it probably makes sense to send more than one human. Do you want to go too? I'm sure you're in for a spicy adventure. It'll be somewhere underwater in the greater Amtrine area. I think someone said something about looking for Amtrine floor 1. Probably. Or maybe not. Even Pikachu have to breathe sometimes. And remember, when in doubt, eat it. Alrighty, so let's go on ahead and let us fly on over here, because I think this is probably where we want to start, to be on the first floor. Now, as I'm going through this, I gotta go the other way. As I'm going through this, I actually wanted to talk to you guys about a few things real quick, about mainly the... Wait, am I going the right way? I think I am. We'll find out. But I wanted to talk to you guys about the black and white hardcore Nuzlocke randomizer. And I know there really hasn't been anything that's been said about that besides the vote that I did. I would say almost like a month ago, I think. It was something like that, but I wanted to get you guys' input on that. So I believe with Pokemon Reborn, we are around the halfway point, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, what I'm pretty much getting at is I do want that to be the next Let's Play. I think I'm going the wrong way, actually. I do want that to be the next Let's Play that we do get into, but I know I brought it up before that I would like to do a decent layout for that series, but at the same time, I really don't want to get into like doing like layouts and stuff like that until I, get a better PC, and right now just isn't really... I'm doing this wrong. What am I doing? Here, 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 here. No. Let me focus on this real quick. Here we go. But, what was I? That's right. I just don't really want to get into that until I, get into like a better, or have a better PC and all. And getting into like editing and stuff like that will be much more simpler than doing it all on this one laptop. So what I'm thinking is, if people don't mind, and again, I would appreciate some feedback so I do know. What I did is I did some testing with it. And with Decimate, all I have to do, because like originally I had some concerns, because as you see Reborn, this video here, it seems fine to me. There are like a few like, black bars to the side. I can't really make this full screen for whatever reason. It's probably just me being dumb with OBS, but yeah, for whatever reason I've always had issues making this like a full screen, but for the most part, either way, I've never really had any issues with it. But for Decimate, it's pretty much a lot more skinny. So at first I was like, okay, I don't know how to go about this, but then I kind of realized, why can't I plain and simply just make it horizontal? And by doing that, it made it much more better. You'll still see some black bars, of course. It's not going to be like full screen, but it's a lot, you know, better than it being like super skinny. So what I'm pretty much getting at is, you know, once we finish up Reborn, would that be fine with you guys overall, to kind of like just do it like that? I know originally I did want to do a layout, but again, I just feel like it's just not the right time, and I rather get more into all of that once we get into, or once I get a better PC. And I mean, I guess technically, sure, I could say screw it, but it's just right now, it's just not really the right time for me to put the money down, you know? Because I do want to get a good PC and have, you know, a good build overall. It's not going to be the most expensive thing on the planet, of course, but I don't really want it to be, you know, cheap either. I plan to put quite a bit of money into it, but yeah. And I guess, you know, with that kind of goes into the Pokemon Rejuvenation co-op, intense mode no items co-op with me and my younger sister. We still don't know how we're gonna go about that. I assume most likely, I know for her, she wants to do all the editing, so that's gonna be all her. But we still have been in the talks on how to go about it still. Nothing's like concrete yet on that, but I know for Black and White though, it'll be all me, and just kind of want to see what you guys feel about that. Again, it's gonna be fine horizontal, and I really just want to make sure that you can see the screens clearly and good and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess you guys can let me know what you think. If not, that's perfectly fine, and if not, then I can just do a coin flip or something, you know, or just really kind of think about it more. But I do want to hear what you guys think overall on all of that. But before I ramble any further, let's get into this. Your timing is most opportune, Alon. This speaker has been pursuing the given duo for an unprofessional amount of time. Telltale signs of fatigue are observable in both parties. The present moment yet provides. Ideal to finish the task once and for all. The speaker would request your assistance in securely resolving the matter. Let's do it. Thankfully we have Florina with us, so hopefully this won't be too bad. Let me go for Reflect, and I could Light Screen, but I think I'm gonna go for Toxic next. Yeah, let's go for Toxic. I love Pokemon. At least we both get rocks though. I still want to get Toxic off on it. And then we'll go for Light Screen. That kind of sucks as well. That also sucks. I can go into Mainframe. Just take it out here. That's right, I think Cavalion went for Reflect, if I'm not mistaken. That crit mattered, but I deserve it for the hacks that happened earlier. What's next? Decidueye. Just do what you can. I don't really want to Mega Evolve because I don't want to lose it to Decidueye this early. Tailwind went away. Magirna. Sonars to play. I think. Actually, I might have a Z move. Probably does. I'll just assume it does. We'll see what happens. Let me revive, whatchamacallit, Meowstick? You did have one. Okay. I'm good with that. Let's go into... let's go into Ice Cream. I forgot if our screens went away. I think they're still up, so let me just revive somebody. Okay. Now they're both gone. Let me go into mainframe and just get rid of, I want the Decidueye gone, honestly. I should take one. That's out. What's next? Okay, you're scary. You're also scary. About to get double teamed here. That's fine. Whoops. Because I can go into Ice Cream. I will... I'm gonna reflect. That might not be the play, but we're about to find out. That crit mattered, but I will take it. You're dead. Reflect ain't gonna save you. T-Tar, let's go for Toxic. Oh, Dark type. I'm stupid because of Prancer. Power Whip. Well, that works out for me. Sanders, let's do this. Well, actually, you're not gonna do anything. You're about to die here. But we'll use you to revive, Metagross. And then we will take out T-Tar. You're gone. I'm gone. I'm surprised that... Oh, Reflect, that's why. Piss. You might be Rock Polish Weakness Policy. If that's the case, you're scary. Interesting. Ice Cream. I'm gonna go for Toxic. Just to play it safe. I deserve that miss. There we go. Tailwind, okay. Might take... Oh, that's Torterra. Never mind. Surprised it went after me and not the Torterra, but I'm not gonna complain. Let's Floor Cannon. Oh, now I don't have Speed Rhyperior. Oh, I do. Never mind. I thought it would have outsped. Because doesn't it have Tailwind up? I thought it did. I don't remember. Terrakion does outspeed me though. I need to heal Ice Cream. I guess I could have Max Potion there, but I feel like I would have died regardless. Shimmer. Psychic. I guess it's not Weakness Policy then. I thought it might have been. Yawn. And then I think we're fine. just re-heal Magirna, and then we should be good now. Cool, cool. Yeah, this one wasn't too bad. Initial trial complete. Let's proceed to the next phase of... Oh. Hey, Lynn. I don't want to feel. Oh. Hey, Florina. Something going on? I guess Lynn teleported Florina and Latios somewhere else. And I have no clue what you're saying. There. You should be able to understand me telepathically now. As I was saying, we have to find them quickly. The humans' repressed emotions have corrupted the unnatural energy around Latios and caused it to go haywire and affect her too. If we act quickly, we can save the both of them. Follow me. Will do. So let's go this way then. I guess we'll talk to you. Human. Fragments of that other human should be scattered around this place. Until she learns to accept these different parts of herself, there's no way we'll be able to rescue her or Latios. You have to help her. Find her and find a way to help her understand the emotions she's disconnected herself from. You can understand me because of my power, but in order to get through to her, you'll have to speak the language of emotions too. If you look around this place, you can surely find some hints as to how to translate from one to the other. Remember, when you're trying to understand emotions, the key is to stop, wait, and be patient. And pay attention. If you need help, you can ask me too. Emotions. There are many things that humans can feel, and even more that Pokemon like us can. I'm sure Latios was swept away in the whirlwind of things that human has locked inside her. To give you an idea of some possibilities: shock, anxiety, grief, sorrow, fear, envy, guilt, passion, confidence, emptiness, pride, joy, love, disgust, anger, apathy. That reminds me, I do want to play Pokemon Apathy soon, but let me stop there. There are many more things that humans can feel, but let's focus on these for now. When someone has really disconnected it can help to look at a menu. I read that all wrong, I think. It can help to look at a menu of what one might feel in order to ascertain what they are feeling. But that human can't do that right now, so you have to help. So, I did see the thing about all of this. So apparently you have to look around and find these, I guess like orbs all around. To make this simple, I took the time to write down all of the emotion codes here. Yes, I could take the time to do this, you know, but I just feel like this would be like probably maybe like over like an hour or something, so I just decided to take the time to kind of write this all down to keep it plain and simple. But I will say though, it's just really cool going through all these post games, especially like the last one, going with Cal and then meeting up with Blake there. Well, he ran up behind us, I believe, and that was such a fun side quest because like even with like other characters, like it's really cool that you're able to like help them out in cases, you know, like we kind of help Blake and Cal's relationship a little bit. I'm sure they're still kind of iffy with each other, but Blake is trying to be more open to be like, yo, I'm not gonna change anytime soon, but yeah, I made a few mistakes and hopefully we can find some sort of middle ground. And I think it's such a cool thing overall that we get to help out these characters and actually, you know, you know, get to like know them a little bit more and their like true feelings and stuff like that. It's just really, really cool overall, and very excited to help out and experience, you know, more of these characters. Um, I guess like issues and stuff like that. It's just really cool because like again, there really just isn't many games like Reborn. I mean, like Rejuvenation's like a really close second. With just really going in depth with like the characters. I think they did such a good job of this so far, and I'm really excited to continue the post game. But let me stop there before I ramble any further. The patient displays accelerated breathing, quickened nervous reaction, and impaired cognitive functioning. Additional symptoms including tensing of the muscles, furrowing of the brow, additional pressure exerted on the jaw, and a predisposition, however you pronounce that word, to clench fists. Subject describes a non-literal burning sensation within her chest and has difficulty focusing on the task unrelated to the source stimuli, however you say that. I would assume this is anger. I know I only really looked at what the code is, but I assume that's what this is. Oops. K equals XJ7. Diagnosis mismatched. No? No? K equals... Alright, what did I do wrong? Oh, I'm typing... I'm stupid. G M. I gotta pull it up here. K R. Alright, sorry about that. Let's continue on. What am I... GMKR... That's what I typed. Do I have to... Maybe... Let me try this again. GMKR... Okay, so I don't know why this time it worked, but I guess it did. And I do apologize if there's like these random like pauses within the video. It's just that whenever I pretty much my start and stop for the recording is 1 and 2 on the keyboard. So I'm gonna have to edit this quite a bit. But anyways though. Very well, diagnosis acknowledged. Subject is afflicted with anger. This writer observes this anger may yet be a defensible survival skill, providing impetus for the subject to remove herself from any challenge unfavorable circumstances. Studies show that repression of anger may produce negative effects such as chronic pain, digestive issues, and tension headaches. Suppression of this survival mechanism may yet be invisible due to its motivating effects and adverse psychosomatic consequences. Under suppression, the subject may have residual anger towards past associates for mistreatment and subsequent abandonment. This is perhaps acceptable. So I guess we'll go to the next one, which I believe is... No, not there. It's in one of these buildings, I think. believe it's this one. A subject appears given to periodically, however you say that. Covering her face with her hands, she avoids eye contact and is frequently looking around. The subject describes feeling an intense weight in her stomach and appears fixated on past events with particular focus on what she could have done differently. What is that? Regret, maybe? The patient also appears as a result of the affliction to be especially given to apologizing and attempting to make amends for a perceived trespass. Okay, this one doesn't have the thing. K equals XJ7. An intriguing hypothesis. Oh, guilt, okay. Subject symptoms do appear to match a diagnosis of guilt. Acknowledge. The subject's personal history suggests a traumatic incident which she believes she may be personally responsible for. Whether or not this belief is justified, it appears to be maladapted. Untreated, an affection of guilt may complicate into a syndrome of shame. The speaker will consider how to best prevent such an affliction from becoming malignant. Until then, the diagnosis of guilt will yet suffice for treatment. Alrighty then. And I think we go down here. And this one has more of the ats. Now, I didn't get super far with this. I forgot to say this earlier. I actually was recording this earlier, and I went back to the recording seeing that it stopped, and then I kind of put two and two together. So this is me kind of like redoing this video, so yeah. The patient reports a consistent seeking feeling within their chest cavity. No foreign objects or weights could be identified. Patient exerts a proclivity, however you pronounce that, to look downward, and movements and energy both appear to be inhibited at varying degrees. The subject has been observed as occasionally producing moisture from their eyes or sharp exhalation of unusual strength. I'm just gonna pause here. Well, actually, I'm gonna have to stop the video here and then I'll have the code done, so give me a moment. Alright, so this should be it. Indeed. Diagnosis acknowledged. Subject is afflicted with sorrow, defined as a feeling of distress caused by loss, disappointment, or misfortune. While initially regarded as improbable that the subject should have rationally cause to adopt this afflicted and lament of it is perhaps reasonable. Nonetheless, rationality may yet be unequal to the task of making judgments of value that will be beneficial to the subject. The patient's history doesn't indicate a veritable record of loss and disappointment with particular regard to former social circles and interpersonal comfort. Very well. We shall begin treatment for sorrow post-haste. But yeah, like I was saying before though earlier, I think it's really cool that we actually are helping out Florinda, because like when you start the game, like you can tell like there is some things going on with Florinda with the way she is, because she is very robotic, of course, and not really showing any emotion at all. And it's really cool that we can actually like help her out, and hopefully maybe she can learn that, you know, yeah, things happen unfortunately, and I don't know what personally happened to her that made her this way. Again, it kind of gives you like some hints here and there. It may talk a little bit more about it here, maybe not, I'm not sure, but it's really cool that we are able to help her out, and maybe she can start to maybe accept and understand that having emotions is okay, and it's just taking that first step overall to getting better. It's working. By helping her understand what she's feeling, we've moved even deeper into her heart, but it's truly a shame. Why has she only acknowledged negative emotions so far? If I can still help, say the word. And I want to go here. And I think once I do this one, I don't know where else to really go. This is kind of where I realized I kind of messed up. The subject appears to be suffering an especially irrational affliction now. She reports feeling much lighter than normal, though all metrics indicate her body weight is unchanged. The corners of her lips have forcibly been turned upward, and her body appears to move with uncharacteristic looseness. At its, I don't know why I thought it said At its most extreme, the patient is even prone to involuntarily emitting a cacophonious sound, however you pronounce that word. Disruptive to respiratory functions, even the best scientists in the field have yet to ascertain the evolutionary purpose of this bizarre phenomenon. What could have happened? Joy happened, I believe. Percent sign 5H. Joy. Impossible. No, improbable. I suppose for the sake of proper treatment we must rule nothing out. But how could the subject have been exposed to an infected with joy? This is a disaster. We must seek help at once. So, I feel like in a sense, like this is her being like, wait a minute. I shouldn't be allowed to have joy. You know, I shouldn't be happy. I should just be an emotionless person, you know, so yeah. But we'll help her. But I feel like she really is a underrated character in my opinion. But again, I've always said it before, I like to do a tier list of like the Reborn characters one day. We might make that a video, but we'll see. The patient appears to be wholly consumed by a new syndrome. Her pupils have dilated and she appears to need to lean forward at all times as if pulled in by something. The patient reports single-minded purposeness, a proclivity, however you pronounce that, to dedicate herself entirely to and be possessed of a given task. Most regrettably, the specifics of said task seem to be out of her control, or else this affliction might have been a fortuitous development, however you say that, or for productivity. And this one is YGFF X5M. Indeed, the patient has been diagnosed with passion, a double-edged sword. On one hand, even whimsically applied to the random subject which is passion, which this passion seems to append itself to, it can prove a useful tool in many circumstances. Statistics indicate that following passion may result in an overwhelmingly significant number of benefits ranging from production to personal health. However, voice crack there, it would be more ideal were a different individual afflicted with this passion. For this subject in particular to have developed it is a severe risk. We shall consider the safest way to proceed. See, it's the same thing with like Joy, for example. She's like, look, it's a good thing, but not for me. But, you know, I feel like she should feel joy. She should be able to feel, you know, passionate about what she likes and does and stuff like that. Human. I have achieved confusion. She finally unlocked some positive emotion, but she doesn't seem happy about it at all. How could this be? If I can help, say the word. See, and again, that's just her being like, I don't want to really feel this. I shouldn't. We have discovered yet another complication within the patient, yet perhaps it is unwise of us to continue asking for your assistance in diagnosing her, is what I'll say. Discovery of emotions like anger, guilt, and sorrow can be argued to have been unavoidable. However, these new discoveries, joy and passion, create a veritable jeopardy where others aware of what stimuli might cause the patient to experience joy and passion, it would produce leverage with which others could control her with. This speaker does not believe we should identify any further emotions, least of all the one in this new complication most immediately responsible for these feelings of apprehension about continuing. She is altogether too vulnerable to risk proceeding. Okay, so this one has an at as well, so let me just stop here. Alright, sorry about that. As I said, it is better not to continue. Let us not say what may be obvious. Wait, I thought we... Did I do it wrong? Question mark RG. Okay, I guess that time it worked. For what purpose do you refuse to heed the speaker's warning? The suggested diagnosis is perhaps irrefutable. It is monumentally easier to express negative emotions rather than positive ones, as positive ones produce embarrassment as a result of fear. However, it is likely that this fear is a root cause of many other problematic developments. Perhaps it is because of fear that this patient felt it is necessary to disconnect from these emotions in the first place. A necessary emotion for survival, she attempted to keep herself safe by removing the very emotions that were perceived to be source of the problem. It is effectual, a course of action provided the original diagnosis of participating factors was accurate, but the cost of severance, may yet have been too high. If fear has kept the patient from expressing other emotions, afflictions that must be the source of everything. However, there is one more qualm therein. Let me save here. Let's see what you gotta say. Human, you're almost there. Give her the final push. And I think it's just up here, actually. But maybe for the final, not the final one, but for the last one that we just did, maybe I was typing it in wrong, or maybe I need to find more of those one things. I don't know what it is, but let's see what happens here. The logical fallacy inherent. Due to the subject's fear, she decides to repress various other emotions, afflictions within herself. However, the presence of fear in and of itself belies one more deeper based desire, an effective mechanism for survival to be sure, but where emotions are all themselves tools for survival, the suppression of them remains vertibly maladaptive. It is thus reasoned that the priority granted to fear, which permitted it to supersede all others and thus dissociate them from subject, must not have been a simple matter of survival. Given the circumstances, perhaps a social pressure or need instead, but that would be love. Love. All of this, everything was hidden because this subject wanted, because I wanted to be loved. Not in the twisted way that Amy asked of Tanya. I didn't want that from her. I just wanted us, all of us, to stay together as friends, acceptance, belonging, that kind of love. It was always feelings getting in the way, Amy's depression, Tanya's resentment, Julie's whatever it is that makes her drawn exclusively to disasters, my weakness. I thought if I wasn't letting myself get so pulled down by my emotions, If I hadn't burned Tanya with them, and I knew it was a burden, but what else was I supposed to do? Maybe everything could have been alright. In hindsight, it was naive. It would never have worked. Tanya's burden was Amy. I didn't help, but it wasn't me who pushed her to the breaking point, and I chose to internalize it. Maybe it was easier to Let me stop there for a second. So, I assumed then, because like I assumed they were all like at the school. I believe there was something mentioned about that. They were all, friends with each other, but I assume at some given point, Amaria's depression worsened. Tanya tried to help. They got into some relationship that really wasn't the best relationship at all, since Tanya was kind of like, I mean, I don't want to say like forced, because like you can always make a choice, but in a sense, yes, forced, because she didn't want Amy. We'll just say Amy for short. To go down the path of, taking her own life. So she felt like, she was stuck and had to do this. Julia's Julia, who knows what she did. But Florinda at some given point may have just gotten, mad, upset, and, voiced her opinion, and that's kind of what broke the four from being friends. Of course, Julia still wants to be friends with Florinda. Florinda, getting angry, and I assume there's some sort of argument with Titania with Florinda, maybe Amy as well. I feel like that bridge may have already broken, but Florinda, for her, maybe kind of like stepping up, trying to help, did more damage than good, which isn't really her fault, but that's what made her what she is today. She's now fearful of being like, I don't want to hurt anybody else. I don't want to express this emotion, because I don't want another bridge to be broken between us. So the best thing to do is to pull everything back and just give no emotion to anybody. Just be a robot, and I won't get hurt and others won't get hurt. But the thing with that, though, is there is always going to be a breaking point, no matter what. And who knew how far Florinda can go? And, even throughout the game, I think there were like a few scenes that there are some small cracks here and there within Florinda. Just if you can tell, like you can see it, there were some small cracks within her. But for the most part, she did hold up this whole thing of just being emotionalist to people, just trying to protect herself and, of course, protecting the one she loved. So, yeah, I don't see how this is going to fix the relationship of all four of them, but I'm sure Julia will always be there, because she's always been by Florinda's side no matter what. So, yeah, but let me stop there. Maybe it was easier to internalize it than to accept the situation was helpless. Control group exists specifically to dissolve illusions of false control, but we don't have the luxury for our own social circles. In the end, I cut off my emotions, the things that told me I should want to feel love for the sake of earning it. A devil's deal. It was stupid. It was so stupid. I should go. I have to process all of this. I feel guilt that you've been drawn into my emotional conflicts for this long already, but relief that I've at least acknowledged them. Maybe doing so is all that is necessary. Farewell for now. And thank you, though I would prefer it if you didn't share what happened here with the others. It will probably be more important for me to do it myself. See, and even what's great, I feel like I said great. What's great about all of that is like that's the first time that she really actually like talked like herself, I feel, in a sense. It's not going to be an easy road for her, but I think eventually she'll get herself into a better spot in time. So yeah, and again, Florida is probably one of my favorite characters, very underrated in my opinion, so I would say this is definitely one of my favorite side quests within Reborn. You have done it, and now Latios is here too. Thank you for going along with our game and helping the other human. To be honest, Latios was never corrupted. We were just playing a trick to encourage you to help that girl. Being trapped in those energy fields, what you call anomalies, is kind of like living a dream, but we couldn't wake up. After you freed us from them, we felt a deep disturbance within that human, so as thanks we wanted to free her as well. With my emotional senses, Latios' illusion, and you to talk to her through it, I think she'll just be fine. We'll be happy to go with you now too. Let's go on an adventure. Let me save here. Okay. So... yeah, I'm gonna have to... yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of keep redoing this until then. But what I'll do is I'll stop here. Well, not stop here. Let me grab the both of them without pausing. And we'll just go back to the nightclub to see what Florina has to... oh, hey Lynn. Before we talk to Lynn here, I'll just go back to the nightclub, finish off the episode, and then I'll just get the 2 shinies on my own time. And then after that, I do need to train and get some not really train, but get BP points to get some more glitter balls, and also I'll be doing that afterwards. Well, wasn't that nice? Everyone's getting their own little therapy session. I feel like I said that weird. And you know, this wouldn't have happened without me. That's actually kind of a fair point. This wouldn't have happened without Lynn. Would it really hurt you to show a little gratitude? Say thank you. Thank you. Was that so hard? And now you can go into your next little adventure. If you ask nicely, I might even let you fast travel out of here. Would you like that? I'll say please. See, that wasn't so bad. I'll put you somewhere you can fly from. My treat. Remember who's really on your side. Thanks, Lynn. But let me go back here. And I want to at least talk to Florina. And then we'll end the episode off there. This is all very difficult to process fully. Emotions are ultimately more electrical stimulation on a biological hardware. Even then, what part of that electricity, what neurotransmitters is responsible for the peace that the system feels upon accepting itself? What evolutionary mechanism had already adapted to protect even the very concept of mechanisms? And even naming the specific chemicals and voltage involved, the routes they trace. How should such things influence my perception as a conscious being? Why is it my eyes that I, as a conscious being, see through? What makes my emotions so special that they need to be felt more than anyone else's? All the questions don't have answers, do they? No amount of science or study is equal to the task of solving them. No, it's better to simply accept the way things are and enjoy the lightness of it all. There can be peace even under siege. Cool. But I think with that, that's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Good morning.